Live streaming is on.
All right. Hey, everybody, this is Trey Michael, and this is another segment of Applied Consciousness. I'm waiting for two of the individuals that have been following us on Applied Consciousness for a while, Mr. Gordon and Mr. Dakota, which I know I kind of pushed this live a little quick, and it's fine, man. I'm going to play around with this one until those guys get in. But I want to go ahead and address some stuff that I got, and it's okay, man. I understand everybody has their own perception of what's going on, but I want to address some comments, and I'm going to go ahead and read some of the comments from my cell phone. Rose Renoff, 16 minutes ago, made a comment to say, "Stop pushing this garbage. That just thinking positive thoughts will stop people from harassing you. It's not true." Miss Rose, I want to ask a question to you, and I wish that I could, actually have you here on this live stream with us now. I would love to see what your response would be from this. Give me 1 second. So I'm trying to see if I could use this live stream and get comments from you guys, but I'm seeing that this is not working the way that I expected it to go, and that's fine. I wanted to ask you this. You say that thinking positive, and obviously by your statement, you're not in alignment with positivity, but you're saying that positivity doesn't free you from it. So my question to you, Miss Rose, would be something simple. If positivity doesn't change it, then what does? See, I'm sitting here on my balcony right now, and I'm free from gang stalking. I beat it. And I'm telling you through my experience, not through the internet or whatever, website you went to tell you that you can't beat it that way. Because obviously you didn't try it through your experience. Then why would you tell viewers that might see your comment, Miss Rose, that you can't beat something because you can't beat it? It's kind of like me saying I got in a fight with a guy and he beat my behind. So I tell all the other guys, never fight him. He's going to beat you. Well, no, he beat me. It doesn't mean he's going to beat you, So, and I like the people to think of that in their perception, in perspective, because what happens to one doesn't mean it happens to us all. Again, hold on. My camera now is nothing but static. No problem. Just call in. I'm trying to give it some time for the rest of the people to join in. And at the same time, I should probably practice this a little bit better. I wanted to find out how am I going to be able to see the stream so that I can answer some questions. And I apologize for this. I'm using Edison Live. Oh, there it is there. Now I see it. I just need to find out where, and I see where I can answer the questions from. So it's kind of a jet lag on the, it's a lag on it, but here we are. So I'm in. If anybody wants to join in, come on, take your time, join in so that we can answer any questions that people might have. Watching now, active 3. Stream health. Stream is healthy. Analytics. And again, you guys, I'm sorry for the delay. I'm trying to wait for the other gentleman to join me on this live so that we can get into answering some of the questions for you. I was thinking last night too after talking. Huge effort to keep me from talking to people. Give me 1 second. Let me actually call Mr. Dakota. And this, I'm kind of glad this has happened this way. We freestyle everything. We're trying to give everybody an opportunity to be able to, hey, what's going on, Mr. Dakota? Okay, so without the camera, would you still be able to call in? Okay, yeah, don't worry about the camera part, man. We'll work on that one later. Go ahead and call in, and I'm about to go ahead and call Mr. Gordon to see if he could go ahead and join in too. So I'm on the same feed, just calling the number that I shot you. All right, I'm a tip for man, tip for bro. Bye. I guess you guys are getting being able to see behind the scenes of what's really going on. This is my first time ever doing a live stream. I see it says for watching. If you guys can see this, please comment below on the comment section so that I can know that I'm going to be able to answer some of the comments, because I do want to answer questions to assist people on this process. And again, this is my first time linking other. This is the first time me ever linking other people that are just like you all, to being able to connect with those people and to be able to let them share their experiences to the masses. Because what happens a lot of times is you have one person's perspective, which is mine. And my perspective, I might see gang stalking a little differently than you perhaps perceived it. So by having other individuals who are using the process of positivity to change their reality, it gives other people, other teachers, or other guidance ways for them to be able to see what this experience is about. And again, if you guys can just please be patient, we'll give people some time to come in. And while I'm doing that, I'm probably also going to be trying to answer a few of the questions that I've already had from YouTube. Okay, Gucci Gang, thank you. I see you. So I'm glad to see that people can join. And it's funny that you're the first person to comment. I did notice your thing. You said you enjoyed it, and I was saying, God, I don't know who this person is, but I hope that they join in too, so that they can get the experience that we're having about becoming free from gang stalking. And we're going to dive into it. So please, Gucci Gang, stick with us. Also, get questions that you may have so that
I didn't understand.
So that we can address those questions. And I just want to give it a little bit more time. I should have probably set this for 5 o'clock or so, but I had to go ahead and do it now in case my wife pops in and she wants to be a part of this live stream. And let me please make a phone call to Mr. Gordon. And you guys are going to be shocked, man. Gordon just called me with some news about another lady he just picked up as an Uber driver. And it's just extremely strange, man. Hopefully we can get to this and get this thing flowing in just a moment. All right. All right. Also, I wanted to go ahead and while we're waiting, I'm going to go ahead and get some feedback. It's not really positive. I just want to answer a couple of questions that I also seen. Alonza Aviana Pacheco, and I'm hoping I'm saying this correctly. It says, I'm a targeted individual being attacked with direct energy weapons by the U.S. government, and I am a human subject to a military electronic experiment funded by the government of the United States. Please help. From reading that, what I remember is, I'll say this to you if you do get a chance to see this, Alonza Aviana. When I first noticed that I was a targeted individual, that's when I still experienced it. I I actually didn't even know what it was called. Didn't even know it was called gang stalking. I was in the middle of a lawsuit versus a company in Dallas, Texas. And I ended up going to another lawyer because I started having events like police kept like knocking at my door. And when I opened the door, they were pushing us in saying that they heard of this disturbances and things of this nature. And I really was going just to find a lawyer to sue these police in Dallas, Texas that were harassing me. That's all I thought it was racism. You know, Donald Trump just became president. A lot of people were waving rebel flags, and it was just, you know, that reality of racism. That's what I assumed it was. And I go to an attorney, and the attorney says to me, I tell him what's going on. He says, have people been following you? And I'm like, yeah. And then I'm thinking it's undercovers in the white cars is following me. I don't know why they're doing it. And he says, son, I think you're being gang stalked. Now, remember, I had no knowledge of gang stalking or government, Interpol, anything. My wife said, hey. And first, let me pause, and I'm gonna get back to that storyline. This is my wife, Starla.
Hey, everybody.
And if you could just give an introduction. What we're doing right now is we're waiting for Gordon and Dakota to jump in.
Okay.
We are actually live streaming on YouTube now. We have 5 viewers and Mr. or Mrs. I'm not sure if Gucci Gang. If you're a dude or female, please let me know. Comment below. And we have Gucci Gang that just commented. What I was trying to do while I was waiting for the people to come in, I was telling Alonza Ivana Pacheco, if I'm saying that name right, trying to get to, she's saying she's a U.S. government person that's being stalked by the U.S. government. Mm-hmm. And I was telling her the story of what happened to me when I first found out what gang stalking was, how I went to the law office. And at the law office, I heard the words gang stalking, which sent me on a research. It sent me on a research tour, right? Yep. To find out what gang stalking was. Never heard of it. And what happened was, I believe that was how they get you or get into your subconscious mind. Because without hearing what gang stalking is, without going on the internet to find out what it is, you probably wouldn't believe that it's the government that's stalking you. And to be honest with you, I know, and this is from my experience, there's no government agency that came out to say to you, hey, we're the United States government, and we're stalking you. Mm-hmm. This is a part of the misinformation campaign that they do. Whoever they is, that's up to them, whoever they are. And that's what they do to start the process of getting into your conscious mind, to make you feel that you're a victim, and so that they can seclude you. So like I was saying, my wife, and I just want to go ahead and say this to everybody, because I'm an open book. My wife really doesn't like to get on YouTube. This is not something that she enjoys. She's not a vocal person. This is not me saying she's not. This is her. Me saying it. Her saying it. I just had and I'm not even going to say an argument. I had a disagreement with her, and I told my wife something, and I'm surprised that she came out. I said,
I'm not coming out for you. I'm coming out for y'all.
Yes, she feels that she has an obligation.
I do.
Obviously, because she's here.
That's right.
To assist other people, because she went through the same experiences that you guys are going through. So when people are calling you crazy and you're hearing it from a male, it might help you to hear it from a female's perspective, because she had to go through. My wife is a nurse, a registered nurse. Okay, she does pediatrics for children, trachs and vents. Right. This is not a crazy person. They trust her in the hand. They trust the children's lives in my wife's hand. And I told my wife, I said, I feel that if you, even though you don't want to, can just give a little bit of your experience, it's no telling how many people that this can help. And Gucci Gang says, young black men. And I'm glad to hear that, Mr. Gucci Gang. And thank you for joining us. But anyway, I just want to give my wife the floor just to say whatever comes to her that she wants to say to people that might be watching this now. That that might can help them in this process, or even just make sure they know that they're not losing your mind and that you can beat it. That's one of the main things. You will beat gang stalking.
Can beat it.
And we're going to go through some of those steps to how to do it. But I'm going to give the floor to Starla.
Right. And that's the main thing, is that you can beat it. I mean, for a long time, we had just told ourselves that this is going to be our life. And, you know, that's when we changed, you know, when we said, okay, we'll do this forever. We don't care. We're going to be stalked. And we just accepted it. We didn't have any friends. They had isolated us. And then Trey got word from the universe. This miracle thing that we're spreading, this is the message that one of the reasons we created Applied Consciousness is because of this message. It was to spread love to everyone, including the gang stalkers. And I'm telling you guys, that is what beat the stalking. That's what stopped it. And then nobody can come against you. Nobody can think anything wrong about these people. Are the people who come in the store and they're so friendly. They speak to everybody. They just walk in love. Who can make up stuff about these people? They're not gonna believe it.
And it's hard for
it's hard.
And it's hard, and it's actually hard. And this is what I say, Starla. It's hard for viewers because a lot of people that are watching this now, you've been programmed already. You've watched it on the screen. It told lies to your vision. That's why they call it television. And it told you that it's the Interpol. It's the what's some of the programs? It was the oh God, man, I can't. The MK Ultra was the first one that I remember. Ultra.
That's right.
And they were telling you how the government had you, and they'll control your cell phones and they'll control your technology. But here we are. I'm using a new technology today. What's ED Live?
Uh-huh.
And I'm Edison Live, and I'm live streaming with other targeted individuals. And I'm going on YouTube, and I'm making videos. I mean, we're making videos. And the funniest part about it, 100th Monkey, yo, you finally made it in, bro. But you're not on the live, man. I need you on the live, 100th Monkey. So come on and join in, bro. You know, if they had so much power, why are they not stopping this right now? Gang stalkers, the powerful government, shut this down if you're so powerful. I still see it rolling. Why is that? Because the misinformation that was given to you through the internet, which is the net that you enter, you created it.
With this subconscious mind.
It's
real.
Mind.
I didn't think it was for a long time, but now I know. We live it every day.
Correct.
It's real. It's subconscious mind. We create things with our mind. We create it. Mm-hmm. Not saying that you're not experiencing it, what you're experiencing, because you are, but you created it. So you have the power to stop it.
Power to stop it. One of the things that me and my wife always say on all of our videos, and we don't just do gang stalking videos. We do videos for people who are trying to wake up. Mm-hmm. And I think I'm ready to go ahead and start this because I noticed that these are some different people, new people that I've never seen before. And they want to know, okay, Trey, what is this stuff that you're saying that you have to do? What is it besides love? And here it is. The truth is, on planet Earth, there is a mass spiritual awakening. Mm-hmm. Human beings are starting to realize that there's more than life, than the strip club, than the going to work, than the drugs, than the pills. And bam, we got Dakota. Dakota, can you hear me, brother?
Yes, I can.
I am so glad you're here. Now, I don't know if you can follow me on the screen, Dakota. I don't even know if you can see this, but there are questions that people are going to. Well, you probably can hold it up on your YouTube. And what I'm hoping to do is to get people in, like Mr. Gucci Gang. If you have any questions, you can ask them to me about gang stalking, or you can go ask it to Mr. Dakota, and he'll tell you from his perspective or his experience, or you can ask it to my wife, Starla. And if you are in this live feed with us right now, please check in. This is not just something just to watch. This is something for us all to be interactive on.
Right.
So please post a comment at the bottom. Let us know that you're here. And I want to interact with the people because listen, man, you can keep going on YouTube, and I still haven't yet. Hopefully we start seeing these people later. but most people are only giving you misinformation, or they're giving you information from a perspective of you can't win. And that's a bad place to, and let's being honest, it's a very bad place to start on this spiritual awakening journey. Because if not, you can go and keep going through this hell and misery for years and years. And I've met people that said they've been through it for 25 years. Mr. Dakota, how many years you said you've been going through this?
Honestly, man, like I've been aware of it. Like I look back and I could say 18 years definitely, but honestly, like I think it's been my whole life.
You see, and some people have experienced this for a long time and have not been able to take control of the process, right? So I want to start off like this. My wife just introduced herself, Mr. Dakota, and I would appreciate it if you. And we're gonna work on his photo thing one day. We'll be able to get his photo up there, but he's having difficulties with being on the visual. So we asked him, could he just call in, and he did us that service. So if you could just explain to some of the people your experience, or just give them any information that you feel like giving, and then I'm going to start on the beginning process of the spiritual awakening, and then I'm going to take it into where a lot of us are at right now.
So yeah, my real name is Cody Summers. I'm from Lancaster, Pennsylvania, and I mean, I go through all what everybody else is going through. You know, the beeping horns, the car alarms, the airplanes, the computer hacking. I got the gaslighting, the sabotaging at work, all that.
And I had a question for you. So what I've been trying to do, and it's not me, and I don't want anyone to think I'm speaking from a place of the ego. I'm nobody. I'm nobody, but I'm someone because I know there's somebody that's in me. A lot of people, Mr. Cody or Dakota, they like to always say that this can't be done. So I'm gonna read a quote from a woman or a guy by the name of. Give me 1 second. Now it's funny. I said it, and now I guess they deleted their post. It was someone who told me, to stop this bull crap that I'm talking about, because you can't get free from being positive. And what I was trying to teach everyone is that inside of us, through positivity, through love, through the things that we want, we are actually creating this physical reality that we're experiencing. But other gang stalking videos, Cody, of people that do this stuff, they perceive in their minds that it's impossible to do anything, that they control every aspect of your life. I want to give an example. Say that one more time, bro.
That's what they want you to think, because if you stay in that, you're definitely never going to get out.
You're never going to be free.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's the persistence, like you did, Mr. Cody, when you said, hey, bro, I think they're hacking my thing. I can't get on with my camera. So you could have easily gave up, right? But what did he do? He continued pushing. And next thing you know, guess what? He's still here right now.
That's right.
You can't get his physical. You can't get his face on it. But guess what you're still doing? You're still being able to hear him. Now, if these people are so powerful that they control the internet and everything in life, like a lot of you that are watching this believe they are, then why did it not stop Mr. Cody from getting in right now again? Second time. One time, okay, he might have slipped through, but how's he doing it the second time? If they're so empowered.
Wi-Fi, I know Wi-Fi, they could cut that. They play with that all the time. Right now, it's not.
But I hit you with this though. Even the internet itself should be controlled by a powerful government.
Yeah.
It's not just Wi-Fi or the internet or T-Mobile or AT&T, because I've tried all of those. I tried to jump from cell phone to cell phone, from carrier to carrier, from paying for defensive apps on my phone. Like I think I was an eccentric when it came down to game stalking, you guys. So when I hear some of the people's viewpoints, I know they're probably looking at it as if I'm diminishing how they see it. But dude, I was probably like the schizo extremist. Like, baby, I thought you already bought a virus protection, but I have to get 4 virus protections, one to protect from the internet, one to protect my Wi-Fi, and stuff will still happen.
We got to the point we had to whisper in our own house when we got ready to leave for different things. We were like whispering, like it was bad. It was bad.
And then we just took our control back, and when we took our control back, man, it was just, I don't know, man, it was awesome. I can't explain.
Yeah.
And that's the experience that we're hoping that other people are having the opportunity to experience. Mm-hmm. Well, I see Mr. Gordon might not make this one, so I just want to go ahead and start here. First, I want to give Mr. Mr. Cody, the opportunity. If you had any questions that you think that these viewers might have, things that you know that you wish you could have asked if I was doing live feeds when you first joined, can you just throw me any questions to see if, you know, anything that you think can assist and help other people in?
Still there?
Are you still there, Dakota?
Yeah, I'm here. I don't know what to say.
I get you, bro. I get you. Well, I'm gonna start with this then, and then I'm not gonna hold this one long because I know we just did a 31-minute video just a minute ago, and we hopefully.
I know one thing I wanted to know is why me. All this is this big, huge production, and for little this me, man. I'm just like a regular working guy. You know what I mean?
I think he just asked the best question that could be asked.
We were saying that too.
We were saying that same thing. The why you is the same answer as why they chose all the people that are watching this or going to watch this later. On the back of the dollar bill, there's a pyramid. The pyramid, above the pyramid, there's an eye. The eye, it never touches the pyramid. I realized on my spiritual awakening journey that those 3 points to the pyramid is the mind, the body, and the soul. The mind they've been controlling, and so have they been controlling our body through the foods we eat, things of this nature. The reason the eagle was on the right-hand side with a shield and arrows was for him to protect and to protect and to attack anything that attempts to receive the eye, which we call the all-seeing eye, or the awakening, or tapping into your soul. And if you were being gang stalked, prior to you being stalked, you were vibrating at a different frequency. That means you had begun to start questioning your reality. Now, you probably weren't even vocal about questioning your reality, but somewhere inside of yourself, you were questioning your reality. And they know the biggest threat to the system are free-minded human beings, because then they'll think for themselves. So what they do is, first, they have to seclude you before you spread that virus as they would see it. They have to seclude you from the masses before you wake up the whole of humanity. So that's why the gang stalking starts. The first thing that I've noticed that every person that's being stalked does, they end up getting secluded from their environment, which lets me know that they felt it's a threat. And that threat was impeding upon whatever agenda that these people have going. So, so to answer that question, and this is just the beginning phase, know why you're being stalked. You're not being stalked because of whatever whistleblowing you did. That's what I thought. I was suing PepsiCo, and I thought that maybe it was coming from me whistleblowing against the injustices at the business. But then I meet other people who said, dude, I didn't even whistleblow on anyone.
Just regular people.
Just regular people.
No lawsuits or anything.
No lawsuits, anything. But after talking to so many of them, after communicating, just like me and my wife are reaching out, or we've communicated with you, Cody, and the same way we reached out and communicated with a lot of people that might be watching this. There's a theme that I've noticed. And the theme was, there was a point in their life that they said they felt that they could be more than what they were. They felt like it had to be more to life. And what I believe is the technologies pick up your frequency, just like they pick up a wavelength or a vibration or a frequency, just like you use your internet, just like we're using now.
Yeah, we watch it, the Schumann resonance.
It's like, the Schumann resonance, right? And those satellites pick up from us which one of you are waking up. And the objective, again, like the dollar bill, is to stop, protect, and to attack those that can mess up this one world order. Okay? So if you're being targeted, that means you are a threat to the system, which means you have power. You're not weak. Sorry, go ahead, Mr. Cody.
I want to add something to that. So I know like the gang stalkers, that group, like I'm gonna say like they're the Freemasons, right? And it's a little more complicated than that, but that's something that people can understand and something
Correct.
that people are aware of, right?
We'll give it a name. Correct.
So we'll say it's the Freemasons, right? And you got to understand what this group is. Like on one front, they're like, it's like a citizen spy group, right? Kind of like the KGB or the East German Stasis. You know what I mean? It's made up of people in your community, right, that are part of this group. So if it could be somebody you work with or somebody at the restaurant, you know what I mean? Like these people will go back to their group and report on you if you're sticking out from the norm. You know what I mean?
Right.
The other thing is too, these people, in a way, their religion is all about subversion and how to be subversive.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can see through that, which a lot of us can, I know I can, like that's a danger to them, right? Because you'll be able to shine the light on them and they won't be able to work in the shadow no more and in secret.
Mm-hmm. And that's a massive threat to their agenda. And again, that's going back to the basis of what we were just saying. When you begin the process of awakening, which is your pineal gland, awakening to the endless, vast opportunities that assist in all of us, you now are no longer the sheep.
That's right.
And you become the shepherd now. And you know, if I've got a flock of 99 or 100 sheep, Cody, and I'm trying to lead them off to slaughter, I don't need another shepherd with another cane with power, just like I have, to lead that flock away, because now when it's time to go take them to the slaughtering pen, I only got 60 sheep. So you are a threat to them, and they try to weed you away from their sheep. And listen, we can label this group the cabal. I've heard tons of names: the Illuminati, the Freemasonry, the 13 families. So let's give it a name. But let's remember this, and this is the main focus to it. It's not about what they do. It's about what we do. They're going to do evil. That's what they're here for. Let them do theirs. I believe in life being a reflection of your reality. Therefore, if I live positivity, if I live good, if I live joy, then everything that I touch will be like the Midas touch. Everything will turn to gold. So what we did when we started coming out of this being the gang stalk, we start saying, okay, like my wife said perfect in the beginning. She said, hey, we're going to be stalked forever. That's what we said. We accepted it. That means we accepted whatever they were going to do, let them do it. That's their reality. But one thing we were not going to accept, and one thing that we're pushing to the best of our ability, this is why we created the 5D project, is to let the viewers know that regardless of what they do, you have to be accountable for what you do. And by being accountable for your actions, by being the change, by being the love, by being the higher vibrational being that you can be, this is what brings about the death to the gang stalking, which is why no one can find it on the internet, right? You know. Go ahead, bro.
Along what you're just saying, don't be the people that are going through this. Like, don't be so hard on yourself. If you make mistakes, and you've been manipulated, you know what I mean. So when you start walking down this path, be easy on yourself. Forgive yourself, right? It's all right. That's all I want to say.
Man, hey, listen, I'm glad you said that, bro, because that's something that happened to you. You'll become so hard on yourself that you'll over push it to try to find out a solution. But the crazy thing is, and this is if you guys don't get anything that we're saying, if if everything that I'm saying goes over your head, let me make sure I say this unequivocally. The answer to ending your gang stalking, where's the answer at, Starla?
So within yourself.
The reason you couldn't find it on the internet, the reason you couldn't find it on YouTube was because the answer had been inside of you all along. And if you're new to this channel, you'll know that one of the things that me and my wife always say, you mind if we give it to them one time, is, woo, the power has been with you all along. And the reason that we say that is because we got that from the Wizard of Oz. Dorothy, just like us, she landed in the land of Oz. And Dorothy saw the weirdest stuff, just like we did, right? Cars, headlights, one headlight. Oh my God, they're following you every gas station that you go to, every store, right? It was a weird experience for Dorothy. Mm-hmm. Now, remember when Dorothy first landed, her house fell on the witch and the slippers were on her feet, right? Well, Dorothy, just like you, just like me, just like Dakota, just like Starla, we all went searching for the wizard.
Yep.
And we were looking for the wizard on the internet, and we heard the wizard's name was MK Ultra. We heard the wizard's name was was energy direct beams that are frying the skulls of humanity. It told us so many things. And when me and my wife got to the end of the movie, at the end of it, after we tried to fight the witch with using the tools from the wizard, and after we found out the wizard was a fraud, we realized that the ability to go back to what we call the normal reality, you know, the ones where there's no people stalking you, we realized that power had been on our feet the entire time from the second that we landed in the land of Oz, or from the first time that we started getting gang stalked. And that's
not only is the wizard a fraud, but he's a little 4-foot midget with a high-pitched voice.
Yeah. I love how you said they're so weak. And Dakota, that's one of the things that I laugh at the most. Now that me and my wife have been 2 years that gang stalking,
you know what? And then I want to say this too. Matter of fact, all of the information that we did find out about DWs and the gang stalking, the street theater, none of that information, what we dug and searched and found out about, helped us.
Not one piece.
It was like a waste of time. None of that helped us.
It was good. It was good for a science fiction novel in our mind.
It didn't help us none.
And it's not to say that stuff does not exist, but what we're saying is it's real.
It is real.
But it didn't assist
us help us none
in beating it. So if you're watching this, one of the main things that you're trying to do now, you have, like I said, I have two different groups that I speak to. We have one that understand how this world really works. Then you have one that's saying, listen, can you just tell me which road to go to end this crap so that my mother don't think I'm crazy, so that my kids can go back to having fun, so that I can go to the park and enjoy it, so that my kids can go to the Disney World and these people are not trying to ram my cars. If that's what you're looking for, then I assure you, but don't listen to me, don't listen to Dakota, don't listen to Starla, don't listen to Gordon. Keep searching on the internet and use every document, go file every court case in court, try to call the feds. We called the feds. I got police reports. I've got the attorneys. I did it all. None of it worked for me. But after you're done trying your way, then all I say is, you know that you have another way to try. And it's simply by waking up every day, every single day, changing what you listen to. If you listen to rap music or music that's about death and destruction, that's lowering your vibration, then listen to stuff that raises your vibration. Listen to Coldplay. Listen to Linkin Park, if that's something that's positive to you. Listen to Christian music if you got to. Listen to Mozart if that's what you need to do. But listen to stuff that changes your frequency. Number two, if you were always an introvert, be an extrovert. Go out and speak to people, okay? Number three, everywhere you go, you have to shine love.
That's the main thing.
I can't say that enough. And I know this sounds like this is not the way to be.
That's what really brought about the change.
That's what brought about.
It is.
That's the only way we change.
It sounds crazy, but it's true.
Yeah, it sounds crazy, but it's true. And it seems like the things that people think are the way to beat it, it's not the way. But something as easy as saying, okay, go out every day of your life and say, I'm going to find 5 people that I'm going to say something positive
That's
to.
right.
And you're thinking, yeah, how is that going to stop the government? You know, what they told you on the internet. That's the place that you go in and they catch you in the net. Then they told you what it was because they even call it the web. They go in, you type in your illnesses, and they give you a billion reasons why this is happening to you. And what happens is you begin to believe that, and you begin to receive that. Then you begin to create that, and that becomes your dominant reality. Now you're helpless. Now you're trapped. And these government agencies, these people, they know how the human brain works, and they know the power that you possess. Like I said, which is why they want to feed you your destruction. But Mr. Gordon,
I keep trying to repeat like positive affirmations. That sounds kind of corny, but like all the stuff you just said, like I try to just practice and practice and practice.
And that's the only way practice makes perfect.
Yep.
I mean, you remember the little monkeys? And then I'm going to go ahead and end this one. Do you remember the little monkeys that they showed us as soon as we were in school? It said, "See no evil, speak no evil, hear no evil." Right? Well, what they were doing was trying to guard the subconscious mind. So if it's anything you guys want to go on the internet to research, you need to research the subconscious mind.
Yes.
It's also the seat of the soul. It's also where the third eye lies. And in the subconscious mind, we are all one being. And we are co-creating this reality. Have you ever met a rich person, a happy person? And have you noticed that with their happiness all the time, you usually notice that wealth was accumulated with their happiness? Well, you would assume that the wealth made them happy.
Yeah.
But we've learned that the happiness made their wealth.
That's right. That's right.
You want to end gang stalking, but you complain about every day about what they're doing to you. But you've not once taken the time, and I'm saying this to my viewers, to say, what have I been doing negative? And then what you start realizing was when you were going to that gas station, while you were only looking out for yourself because the people had to go jump in their cars like slaves to follow you, right? You would have noticed that the gentleman beside you had a flat tire and his day was bad. You would have noticed that the little kid that was in the line with you when you were complaining about only having $80 left, he had holes in his shoes. But we were so focused on the ego, which is edging God out, that you didn't even see all of the people that were living in a worse scenario than we were living in.
They were screaming help.
They were screaming help. And you denied them help by only focusing on yourself, which in return, like we said about the mirror reflection, you won't receive help because you're not helping.
Right.
So what Mr. Cody is doing, he's still experiencing gang stalking. He has overstood this principle, which is why we chose him. And he's saying, hey, I don't really have that much to say. I don't know what to say, like he said, but he's still pushing through to assist you. And now watch what happens to Mr. Dakota.
I can't wait to see
I can't wait for you to see it. And you're gonna be like, I mean, you remember the first live stream? How now he's on the thing and he's in a new Beamer and he's driving and he's telling everybody this, and you're gonna be like, how did that happen? You're gonna remember we told you. He began the process of healing himself by helping others, and then the help from the universe came to him.
That's exactly right.
And this is exactly what me and my wife did.
And I wanted to tell everybody too that if you have family members who think you're crazy, who don't believe you, let them come to this live too and see what questions they have, because I was that family member for a whole year while he was being gang stalked. I did not believe him. I was ready to get a divorce. I thought he was crazy. He started waking up, seeing numbers, talking about spiritual awakening. And I was just like, he's changing. I was just like, he's leaving me. And I was ready to get a divorce. So if y'all have any family members that have questions about gang stalking or who don't believe you or think you're crazy, let them log on to the live too, because I probably could answer any question that they have, because I was that person for a whole year.
and that's the truth.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you got to hear it from another perspective. Joe Carmack, Daniel the Prophet here. Woo. Okay, I'm just commenting for Joe Carmack. How are you doing? Thank you for joining us. And listen, you guys, we're not on here because we want to be popular. Because if you want to be popular, like I always say, one of the best things to do is to go and do pranks. You know, I hear a lot of kids like the prank videos. Me and my wife really are are trying to, like you see on the top of the screen, it says the Great Awakening.
Mm-hmm.
The Great Awakening is upon us. The beginning of 2020, you heard of a possibility of World War III. In the beginning of 2020, there was a pandemic that's still spreading across the globe now. In the beginning of 2020, there just were riots and protests proclaiming that people want a change in this world. This is the fall of the cabal. This is the fall of that U.S. government that we were talking about. This is the fall of the Masonic order that my brother Cody is talking about. And it's our turn now to have a swing at the plate. The question is, do you strike out and keep believing that you're helpless? Do you strike out and keep thinking that you don't have any power? Or do you accept the fact that you are more powerful than you ever dreamed of? And that the power had been with you all along?
That's right. If
you're new to this channel, subscribe. Hit the notification buttons, and whenever me, Cody, or whoever else, Dakota jumps in and starts to keep pushing this, you'll be there to experience it with us. And have questions, family members, like my wife said, please bring them onto the live. I would love to answer the questions.
I'm sure I can answer any question because I was that person.
Correct.
Like I said.
And it's funny too, because sometimes when you're frantic, your family can't hear you. And they can't hear you because you're seeming crazy. And I go back and I look at myself and I say, well, how did I look, Trey, when I was telling them?
Crazy.
I was looking crazy. Mama, they're outside. It's 20 of them. I'm telling you.
Focus on that.
Constantly focusing
on it. It
on
was crazy.
And they couldn't hear me because they were asleep. So I know the language of the sleep. Now I even know the language of those that are awakened. And now that I am awakened, it's my job to go back, to give the opportunity. Remember, I can't fix anyone's problems. Dakota can't fix it. Starla can't fix it. We can only be the light, and you can follow it if you choose.
If you choose.
Then you can find your freedom, because the freedom is not even on this YouTube channel. It's not on all the others that's telling you it's the government, nor is it on this channel. But the freedom lies within. And that's the message that we all really wanted to get across to everyone, is that you have the power to create your reality and to change whatever it is that you're going through. Listen, I'm going to see if we had any questions. We didn't. I just want to tell everybody we love you.
Love you.
Peace. Mr. Cody, did you have anything else you want to say to the people before we leave?
Just that, no, you're not crazy. And that helped me when I reached out to you guys and told you I was going to meet with me. You guys told me I wasn't crazy. That helped me a lot. So
I'm glad you said that, bro. Y'all are not crazy
and not alone.
And you're not alone no more. And look, smile. If you're watching this, smile. You are not alone. We are with you.
Yeah.
And we are strong. We are strong. So again, and I'm glad he said that.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm with you. You're not alone. And I believe you. And just hold on. If you can't hold on, then hang on.
Oh yeah, that's his saying. And listen, you guys, I'm not gonna steal the saying, but I love it so much that I want him to say it. Say it with confidence. Say it loud so they can all hear you one more time, please.
Hey, hold on, and if you can't hold on, then hang on.
And you hold on, and if you can't hold on, then you just hang on.
I know, I like it.
The cavalry is here. Listen, you guys, like we always say, live, love, laugh, and namaste, namaste, namaste. Peace.
Peace, everybody.
Listen, you guys, the power has been with you all along. Peace.